A relief rally, we could call it, I suppose, in today's session. We've seen quite a bit of positivity, aggressive movements to the upside, but that met with much weaker volumes, 7.6 billion rand passing through the market. Do you think this is part of the volatility that we could actually see more downside in days to come?
Well, I think, Eleni, what we first got to keep in perspective is we've had a nice rally. It is on light volumes. Let's keep that in perspective. If you have a look, Anglo's has got about £1.20 to catch up from the FTSE when the FTSE opens tomorrow, from where it closed on Friday on the FTSE to where our Anglo's closed today. So it's got some big shoes to fill. And so I would like to see some consolidation in the move before we think it can actually move higher. I certainly don't want to call the markets to the downside at these low levels, because our markets have taken a proper bath over the last couple of weeks. I would prefer to just see some consolidation. My feeling is, though, that the volatility is here to stay for the near term. It's not going to move away. It's not going to go away. And let's just hope that the FTSE can hold on to the gains that we see today, tomorrow, so our market can consolidate on these gains.
Well, it's fascinating. I mean, when you see the top 40 index, it's, of course, sitting very much in positive territory. We've only had one company to the downside, and that, of course, being AngloGold Ashanti. The overall JSE All-Share, we're sitting at around 30,200 points or so. Where do you think we're going to end at the end of this year? Do you think this is about being below 30,000 points? Do you think we can maintain above the 30,000 handle?
I would hope that we could maintain above the level. Obviously, the Eurozone needs to sort out its issues, which I don't think are going to go away in the near term, and obviously America has to also consolidate. So it's a tough call on where we're going to end it at the end of the year. It's a tough call where we're going to be at the end of the week, to be honest with you. But my feeling would be, because of the PE multiples that these companies are on, the dividend yields that these companies are on, that we will end higher. I would hope to see the top 40. I know you talk about the 30,000 level on the Aussie. I would hope to see the top 40 trading at around between 29 and 30,000 by the end of the year, which would mean that we would be pretty flat on the year, which coming out of a year like this would be a result. It's just a question of how these European and American financial leaders deal with the issues, and if we can come out of it. But I would think, because of the PEs and the dividend yields, that we do end up toward, I'd say, about 5 to 10% up from these levels at the year end.
Let's touch on Optimum Coal. The company says that Glencore has bought a 14.1% stake in the company. What is your view with regard to the consolidation that we've actually been seeing within the coal within the coal mining industry? Of course, we know that Optimum Coal has been very vocal about acquiring prospecting rights from BHP Billiton, and we're starting to see it's almost a new trend that we're starting to see occurring on a global level, and it's being evident in what we see in the South African scenario as well.
Well, I think if you have a look at the coal market, let's take the leader, let's take Exxaro for instance. I mean, it's probably been one of the most solid resource counters in the market. I think it was probably only off about 10% from its yearly highs in this whole sell-off. I know it's back to about 177, 178 Rand, probably only 5 or 6 Rand off its yearly highs. So certainly coal is something that you want to be long, and it's certainly got a great growth story going forward for the next 5 to 10 years, especially in South Africa. Having a look at Glencore, it's a major player in coal in the country and worldwide. So I think them taking a strategic stake in Optimum Coal is not unexpected. I think it was widely expected by the market. It was just a question of whether we're going to take a bigger stake or not. And yeah, I mean, from here on, I mean, it's tough to say where Optimum Coal goes from here. It was at 23 Rand a week ago. It is at 32 Rand today. I wouldn't see it pushing on too high unless Glencore is going to increase its stake from here.
Let's touch on Sun International, of course, a slightly smaller company. This company down 0.9% today. Full year adjusted headline earnings per share up around 1%. What is your sense? Because we're still seeing overcapacity within the gambling space, in a sense, and also we know what's happening to the hotel sector. What is your view?
Well, I think if you have a look at the numbers weren't that inspiring. I mean, headline earnings were hardly up. The dividend yield was also hardly up. So from that perspective, not that inspiring results. But if you have a look, not the cheapest stock on the market as well, on about a 17 times multiple going forward. But having a look at our analyst does actually have it as an outperformer. It does have a 109 Rand target price on it. In terms of my feeling is I find better value out there in the markets with the Anglos and the Billitons on 7 times multiples going forward. So for me, I would stay away, but our analyst does have a 109 Rand target on it.
Okay, so Richard, also just going forward, you were talking about you're not sure where the week is going to end. What is your play right now? Are you soaking up some of the opportunities on the market, or are you saying let's sit back and relax and see what actually plays out going forward, and especially after that Fed meeting in September?
No, I think you have to be long these markets, especially with the sell-off that we've had. I wouldn't be overexposed to them or overgeared for that matter, but I certainly think that if you're not going to be involved at these lower levels in the market, you're never going to be involved in the market. These dramatic sell-offs do create an opportunity to pick up stocks that you didn't think you could pick up a couple of months ago at these levels, and my view doesn't change. It's just we're not going to be out of these murky waters for quite a while.